Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gate. Let's love.
I must go back to Scream and see Mike.
It was wonderful to hear her say scream.
Crib! Y'all, I swear to God, if she walks into Mike's house and that crib is there, they will have made come true all of my 90-day dreams.
Oh,
Crib!
it'll be like that meme that Sissy made in Facebook of the horror movie Creeb.
Crib!
Which, by the way, y'all, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloweeny!
If you're listening to this on Halloween, that means you're on Reality Gaze Plus because you get this 24
We
hours.
appreciate you.
That means you get it 24 hours earlier than anybody else on the regular free feed. So it is Halloween for y'all. So, but if you're listening,
I'm got a candy hangover.
yeah, if you listen on the free feed, you probably have a candy hangover on Tuesday like Poodle did.
I ate too much candy
I
yesterday.
am never bringing you candy ever again. I thought it'd be nice for you to have tonight. We did a little snack on a little bit here. I didn't know you were going to eat it all in one sitting.
I don't bring candy in the house for a reason.
I know now why. Boy.
I can't control myself. You know why it's even worse that it's fun size? Because you just keep going back. Like, I wouldn't eat a whole candy bar.
Just a little bite.
Yes, that's the problem.
Well, y'all, we hope that you had a good Halloween. You didn't find any razors in your chocolate.
Or you didn't ingest any fentanyl.
Yeah, fentanyl.
As someone, my mother forwarded me an email. They look like sweet tarts, Jay Bird. She didn't say that.
God.
Y'all, no one wants to give away their fentanyl.
No one wants to give away their fentanyl. Mm-mm. No one. No one, y'all.
I listened to some NPR show about the way that rumor got started of razor blades in apples and things like that. Turned out it all started with the Tylenol murders, where that someone, it was a big thing where someone murdered like 7 people. They put cyanide before there were tamper seal things in Tylenol.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but that was the hysteria. And then the other examples were from kids actually dying from Halloween candy. They documented that almost all of them were from adults where the kids had found drugs that either the parents or something like that had and ingested them, and the parents made up that the kids were into Halloween candy.
Wow.
There's y'all, so that's all been debunked. Yeah. So it's just another thing for you to be scared. Because here's the thing. People who are scared are compliant. They'll do anything that a scary voice tells them. So remember that next time you hear something from your news media, because they love it when you're scared.
That means you'll keep watching them.
Yeah.
And you'll keep listening to their advertisers.
Yeah.
And they'll keep making more money.
Yeah.
So
interesting how that works.
We hope, y'all, that I hope that this Halloween you have a good scare on Halloween and then leave fear behind you and stop living in fear.
Yes.
There you go.
Or watch a really scary, like Barbarian, which I watched on Max. It's so crazy. HBO Max. So I watched it last night. It's a really good horror movie.
Boy, you really sugared out and watched a lot of shit last night.
I did.
All right, everybody, let's jump
The
into this.
Watcher's kind of good too if you want something a little bit. I was disappointed in a little bit, but it's fun.
All right.
The Watcher is fun. If you think too much about it, it'll piss you off. But it's fun.
All right. That wasn't the best sell.
Good cast.
Yeah.
Margot Martindale's in it. It's worth seeing.
All right. You done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm done.
Y'all, so
And Jennifer Coolidge.
she did everything. Good for her.
She is in everything.
I want to let y'all know that we're going to. What was I going to say? Love is Blind, y'all. Love is Blind. If you're on Reality Gaze Plus, you already got Love is Blind. But if you're not, y'all, I'm telling you, we early access, so we've already seen the episodes that are dropping on Wednesday. There's not a dud.
It's
very good.
I'm going to say this without reservation now. Best season yet.
Yes, it's the best season.
I needed to know what happened today, and I watched a little more than I should have.
I know you should have. You didn't. And how was the beginning of episode 9 that you saw?
Very good.
It's good. This season, like season 3, is just right. It's the Goldie Cox of Love is Blind.
It's that boyfriend dick that hits all the spots.
Oh, yeah. Woo! And gets along well with your mother.
Which is impossible.
Impossible. It's that perfect, y'all.
I agree.
So anyway, if you're on the free feed listening to this, and you want Single Life 24 hours earlier, if you subscribe to anywhere on the Reality Gaze Plus, even at the $5 tier, you get this show 24 hours earlier. If you want to do the $8, and you'll get Love is Blind. So, in the $8 tier, you'll get this show commercial free. So there you go, y'all. There you go. Also, announcements. Kate Casey, we have a show December 3rd. Well, she has a show at the Improv on December 3rd.
We're
We are
guesting.
Special small guest. We're not. I don't want y'all to think we're like
Special
the whole hour.
Lowercase g. And now I'm a big G. Girls think I've got the money. $100 bills. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know. Your hair is insane right now.
I know.
I can't look at you.
Well, it's just got to keep growing. So
I can't look at you.
that's going to be on December 3rd at the Improv in Los Angeles. And also, y'all, I'm going to be doing Don't Tell My Mother, Nikki Levy's show, that podcast that we all enjoy. Well, she's doing a live show November 19th at Dynasty Typewriter, where we had our first show in Los Angeles. So you can go to our Linktree link for both of those things and get tickets. We will see you there.
Lineup looks great.
I'm excited. I'm excited. So what else? That's it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. All right. If you're somewhere in Los Angeles and you see someone just swirling around in the night sky flying on a broom, that's just poodle on sugar. That's just poodle on sugar. Just
looking for a vampire to fuck me.
with another candy bar.
You'll just see me, and I just all of a sudden turn into a bat.
Exactly.
Hey, boys.
All right. Let's talk about
I become a bat one day a year.
Veronica.
This is season Single Life Season 3, Episode 8, Until We Meet Again.
It almost that name I thought this can't be the finale. But
No.
some of the character arcs felt like they were done.
Me too.
Like Tania feels like she's done.
I agree, but next week we saw a promo for Tania to date a woman.
So we don't know.
Yeah. I think Veronica might be done.
Again, we think so. But I don't think she is, because we need to see. This started with Veronica and Tim.
Yeah.
talking.
Oh, it has
so
to
we
be.
need to see Veronica and Tim.
You're
and
right.
Her talk about it going.
You're
She's got to talk to Tim.
So it's not going to be a smothered style end.
No, I'm still a little upset at that finale. Really dropped it.
They need to do better.
They do. And when you go on Discovery Plus, the screenshot that they use for it is what's her name in that terrible wig she was wearing?
Shay,
Yes.
the wig that you order when you're like my best friend's mom,
Yeah, it wasn't good.
who's prematurely gray.
Yeah. Okay, so Veronica is Justin asked her to go out this weekend, but she said she
hasn't seen him in weeks.
hadn't seen him in like 3
Barely talked to him.
They've been doing some family stuff, but she said I'm hearing less and less from him.
And that she and Tim have had a falling out after the whole boundary discussion.
Yes, and she's like,
So she don't have no one to talk to.
Veronica's like,
even Chloe, who probably shouldn't be that involved in her love life.
It's like, Mom, you're on your own. Mom, I don't know what's happening. So Veronica's like, is he a fuckboy? I'm going to have to figure this out on my... I love that she said fuckboy. I love that Ina Garten said fuck in the middle of a 60 Minutes interview.
What?
God, I love her.
What?
She did. She was talking about something interview, and she's like, da-da-da. She's like, they're probably wondering what the fuck I'm doing or something like that. And they beeped it out. Ina Garten, people said, like, are you...
I love it.
People said, are you any different than you are on TV? She's like, I'm basically the same, except for I cuss a lot more. National treasure. Her new cookbook is good. No, I was flipping through it. It's really
so
good.
Crazy. Okay.
I'm saving myself.
Your mic condom is off.
I'm saving myself tonight to eat. I sound like I'm really saving myself.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
I have self-restraint. I've had candy in a bowl sitting there for 4 days just looking at me, and I haven't had one.
Why don't you eat it?
Because I'm waiting for Halloween.
Come on. No one waits for Halloween to eat candy.
Tonight. Going to make some popcorn, get a Dr. Pepper.
What are you going to watch?
Dr. Pepper Zero. I'm going to watch Hocus Pocus 2. I've been waiting for it.
Oh, your scary movie of the year.
Yes. I might call you frightened. It better not be like The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
It's Hocus Pocus is not supposed to be scary.
Well, it could be.
Barbarian kind of scared the shit out of me.
Well, I'm not watching that. So, okay. So Veronica, I will say, y'all, I fucking love Veronica because she didn't say it before, but bitch went on this date just to be this guy like...
This is a revenge date.
This is a revenge date.
I feel seen. I have had... This was peak poodle move in my late 20s, early 30s when I started knowing my worth.
Yeah. She looks real good, too. She put her boobs out.
This is a textbook revenge date. She knew exactly what she wanted to say to this fucker.
Oh, yeah,
when
she did.
she went there.
He had only one way to get in good graces, and that was to deeply apologize.
Oh.
And it's because when she walked up, she's like, well, someone has been ignoring me.
I was there for it. So it was interesting what happened here. And then he's like, you've been ignoring me. Then she says, he's like, well, I might not be putting in every effort. And he's like, when I get my kids, I guess I just forget that anyone else is there. And he Fuck off.
He's like, Veronica came in really aggressive. I went, yeah, this is a revenge date. She's here to fucking drag you on television.
This guy, let me make no bones about this. This guy's a piece of shit for a couple reasons. And let me tell you, let me lay my case out like Clarence Darrow.
Okay.
He went on a dating site already knowing he's pretty enmeshed with his ex who may want to leave town at any time. I guarantee you this is not something that newly happened.
No.
It also could have been that the ex, we did never meet her now, saw this was happening and said, yeah, I need to keep my hooks in him. Let's go back to Florida.
Yep.
But but Veronica said, you prioritize your ex over me. That is 100% true.
It's true. And she didn't bring it up at the dinner, but I wanted her to say, and you came for me and made me stop a relationship with my ex.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's a piece of shit.
The hypocrisy.
That was my next Clarence Darrow point. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Clarence.
I'm not finished with Inherit the Wind yet.
She's wagging her finger, y'all.
And the party of the first part, the party of the second part. She says it's a double standard.
Are we recording? Okay, we are.
Then this bitch has the gall to say, well, where do I fit in? She says, where do I fit in your plan? So, well, maybe you could go down there. And she said, this is so good. This is you're asking a rhetorical question when you already know how to answer it. Technically not a rhetorical question, but that's not the point. It's a non-question.
It's a non-question.
It is a question. It is a question that is used to break her. He wanted her to be responsible for breaking up with him.
Yep.
Because he doesn't want to be the bad guy. All answers point to he is a piece of shit, Your Honor. The prosecution rests. Give him the chair.
I will say, he's not a piece of. He is a piece of shit, but he's also a piece of wet blanket shit. Because he's just so
they're the worst.
He's just so like about it.
He's not even hot to me anymore.
Well, he did dick her down good.
Yeah.
Apparently that. But I hope Veronica at least got some good dick from it.
But this, y'all, don't let men try to convince you that they let you be part of her. I'm so glad Veronica did not follow his shitty logic.
No.
She called him on it.
No.
And she also refused to apologize. Because he was trying to say, oh, we both were responsible.
She was like, no.
Yeah.
She cut.
Good
she
for
had
her.
Talk with Tim and cut things up. And Jessica even said, do you think your actions were destructive? And she was like, I hope you enjoy your life in Florida. No.
Yeah. And then he said, the producer asks him, do you think you lied to her? And he's like, well, I wasn't malicious in my intent. You lied.
You lied.
You lied. You said you were being here. You thought you saw something with her. You lied. Either you had deluded yourself that you were separate enough from your ex and you wanted to have an independent life, or you just wanted to get into her pants.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. Because Veronica's hot. She's very confident and sat. So like,
Big old boobies.
y'all, she's good in bed.
Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. And so,
Neither of us have experienced that.
no.
Just what we're saying.
No, but you can just
She's
tell.
lovely, though.
We're not saying that because we're friendly with her. I would say that even if we didn't know her. You can just tell. She reminds me, you know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of our friend Ibia.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They have the same, and y'all, and that I know from her stories that she's freaky deaky in bed.
She is. So she says, you can go torture someone else who lives in Florida. And what's interesting here...
Instead of me, I forgot that part. Instead of me, and she walks off.
These days, I don't really advocate for a revenge date unless you're going to do it at the end after they've paid. But I must say, this was warranted.
I think he's fucking his ex-wife.
That's probably an apt thing.
Yeah, I think he's still. Mark my words, in 2 years, they'll be back together.
The thing about this, and I understand, they have kids together.
A lot of people do this.
His explanation was saying, would they have their whole support, their whole family is in Florida. I want to know why you moved.
Yeah. Well, maybe he had a job or something.
True. So, but what's different? He still has a job. I think there's
maybe the pandemic, they went mobile.
Right, that's
we
what
don't
I'm saying.
know. Yeah.
There are circumstances we don't know that don't actually match up. That's why I'm sure that there's more to this story. But I don't think what Veronica sees is that he's not really thinking of even his own interests. He's only thinking of the ex's interest.
Yes.
He's not even thinking of his interest.
No. He's thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what feels weird. Because he had told her, we may be moving to Florida.
Y'all, look, if somebody, go with your gut on this. If your gut feels like you're in a relationship with someone and their ex, then you are. There's a difference of someone.
It's a threesome and not the good kind.
Yeah, there's a difference in talking with someone having a relationship with their ex and their child and they're raising a kid together.
Yeah.
But like in Natalie's, I don't think that the way Josh was talking about his ex-wife, they were close, but it was still different. It wasn't like he was talking about like we hang out all the time.
Right. I think what the different thing is when he started saying things like, I may be going to Florida, he's like, it's just, we're talking about it. And you can see him trying to explain a point of view where you feel like your partner, someone you're dating, is trying protesting too much, of saying, well, I don't want to do this, but it may be better for them to do this. And you feel like they're going through, they're really spinning in circles trying to explain everything away. They're too enmeshed. Yeah. And it's hard when you co-parent.
That's all I have.
Yikes. Me too.
Can we talk about me now, Mom?
Hush, Pee-wee, we're going to pack and we'll go back to Vegas. But we for a little bit, though.
Oh, Mom, I don't know. It's going to be cold in Canada. Are you going to wear a scarf over me?
You might freeze off, Pee-wee. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
It's official, y'all.
She's
Debbie's going to become a Canuck.
Da, 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 da. I love that all of our Canadian sissies have messages going, no!
That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So he's going to go to help her pack. There's not a lot here.
There's not. Basically, they pack, and she leaves 2 suitcases, and she's moving to Kent. And so she's they pack up, and then basically they're driving. She's saying, I'm having a panic attack thinking about Colt. And he's like, I know, we'll get through it together. And Tony's like, it's sad not going to have you in the bed. And she's like, I know, it's going to be sad not having the bed going.
Oh, God. No more After Dark theaters for me.
Oh, I hope so.
So she later on, she's at the storage unit and her friend Marina comes up and hasn't talked to Colt yet. And she tells Marina she's going to Canada. And she's like, okie dokie.
She goes, wow. You got guts, girl.
She's like, I'm happy for you, but I'm also scared shitless. And then she's like,
You know what Coach showed me? That I was actually emotionally unavailable mother. Can you believe that?
and I'm like, yeah, he's right. He's been talking to the correct therapist.
That's why Colt is emotionally unavailable.
Yes.
He learned it from watching you, Mom.
He shut down.
Yes.
You shut down and you get angry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's Colt talks. She talks about how Debbie says
This was interesting.
it was that he means everything to her. She was married to this gentleman named Steve
Pregnant
before.
at 17.
Pregnant at 17.
17, I learned the moon was more. No, sorry. I learned the truth at 17. Is that Joan Baez? I think so.
I'm going to turn your mic down.
Now, that's a lesbian song.
And so, but she had a premature baby, and then Steve went to war. He came back. He was a different person. They broke up, and then she met Colt's father, and Colt was born 3 months.
Janice Ian.
Sure.
That's who sang I Learned the Truth at 17. Sorry.
Sorry. Excuse me.
No, wait. That was. Yeah. 17. Yeah.
You good?
Big lesbian song.
You good now?
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
That was loud.
That was really loud. So he went off to Vietnam. Steve did.
Yeah, came back.
Came back.
He was a
not
changed
the
person.
same.
Not the same.
Which
sadly.
happens.
So they divorced, and then she met Colt's dad. She said Colt was born 3 months early.
And they had told her that she could not have any more children, and Colt was her miracle baby. And she said, I wanted to meet Tony, but I'm still afraid he'll blow up, just like Debbie does.
And Debbie says which is right. Debbie says, and I worry that if he comes at me, Tony will try to defend me.
Yeah.
And then Tony will, and then they'll.
And Tony will punch Colt in the face.
When the Marine said something, I've never heard this expression, but when she said it, I went, that's good. She said, well, you need to clear the air or watch the cloud of dust. Have you ever heard that?
No.
I've never heard that little
Yeah.
watch the cloud of dust.
That's all I've got for there. But before we move on to
Watch your own cloud of dust,
no.
and we're going to take a commercial.
yes, let's take a commercial break.
Or a cloud of glitter in our case.
Sun's out, buns out, sun's out, buns out. I'm gonna date women.
Oh, they women, oh, way.
This is such a strange way for this to go because it feels like Tania's in Aruba, and it hasn't been going well with men, so why not take girls? It feels like a second option that where the first option was more desirable, and the second option like, what do I have to lose?
Basically, yeah.
I don't love how this is shaping up. I don't know if she's ever said she was bisexual. Not that everyone has to come out, but it feels to me, this feels like her bisexuality or her impending attraction to women may be due to the fact that she's striking out with men. And I don't like the message that sends.
Yeah, because it makes it sound like it feels binary, but
It does.
possibly. I didn't fully get that, but because she didn't say it, but it does feel like that a little bit.
It's like she went through all of Aruba, and it's only women left.
So she meets her sister, Andrea. She's pretty, too.
This is not the sister we were introduced to before, by the way. This is not Skeksy's daughter. This is another sister.
This is another sister. They share the same father. Mm-hmm. Not the same mother. Do you share your daddy with anyone?
Oh, I don't even know these days.
You're just locked down in that dungeon for 3 days, not knowing what's happening.
Sometimes he smells a little different, but he tells me he's faithful. That's fidelity for us.
As long as that monthly deposit hits on the 11th, you're fine. So,
long as there's bread in the cupboard, you know what I mean?
If there's bread in the cupboard, there's dick in the ass.
Exactly. Wow.
So Tania says, my sister has been like a rock for me. We're good friends, yada, yada, yada. And so
she's saying things like, don't block yourself off. Accept anything that comes your way.
And you realize that these sisters just tell each other what they want to hear.
Also, I feel like this was filmed after Tania decided to date women.
Yeah, it did seem like after, yeah.
I'm no shade. I should say all tea, all shade. Tania's segments have been pretty pathetic this season.
They've been real. We expected more. It was pretty boring. Yeah. But you know what? So were Sinjin's. Remember?
They were.
They were just good when it was him and Tania.
Yep.
And then once it was on his own, we were bored.
Yep.
So maybe that's their magic, is them together.
I agree.
So her friend Johnny's had, y'all, this house fucking Johnny's staying in.
I'm really wondering who all these expats are who are living in Aruba. Are they trust fund kids?
Somebody's in here as a club promoter or a music person or something.
To live there?
I don't know. I guess Jamaica's cheap.
Aruba.
Aruba.
You just said Jamaica.
Aruba's not Aruba. Oh, it's not the same place. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's a separate island.
Separate island.
You dunce.
I was combining it because of that Kokomo song.
You thought she was in Jamaica, didn't you?
No. I knew she was in Aruba. I said it and I was hearing the Kokomo song in my head right now.
Do you also think there's an island called Ooh, I Want to Take Ya?
Yes.
And Pretty Mama Island?
That's a big island.
All right. Just take a minute, let that wash over me before I can move on.
I know it's a separate country.
Okay. I don't know sometimes. I don't think they were atlases in the bunker. So, strangely, you knew the map of Oklahoma. That's what you know.
I don't know much about the Panhandle. You don't go up there. It's a
but
weird
y'all,
place.
Bond vibes, good vibes, Bond vibes, as we say.
Bond vibes.
I think if you took out the word vibes from Tania's segments, it would all be like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it would be.
So she goes kind of.
Now, I would say Johnny is hot, and he's a douche.
Yeah, what I wonder is if there are sissies who've been to Aruba and can explain this culture to me.
Let us know.
It seems like she's living there.
She's like, I don't like the apps. I just like seeing people organically, especially like at an organic market buying organic. It's organic.
What I would ask is maybe she's a server at a restaurant. Maybe she's doing some kind of tourism thing. I just wish that was addressed because it just sounds like she's like talented Mr. Ripleying all over the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That like she's just got money to burn.
God, that movie. Ooh.
It's hot.
Part of the sexual awakening.
Jude fucking Law.
Oh, God, y'all. God.
Just I wish they could have taken Gwyneth Paltrow out of it altogether. I just have to imagine she wasn't in it.
She was good in that movie.
I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow can be good.
I think she's a good actor sometimes. I just think she's just not a great person.
I liked her in Sliding Doors. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
She's had some decent performances.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. As soon as I see her, I go, ugh.
I know. I know you do. It's
It goes deep.
I know.
Yeah. So, y'all, she's talking to this woman who's Cape Verdean. You know who is also Cape Verdean? Darcy and Stacy.
Yes.
Half Cape Verdean.
Manifest it. So,
Her name is Daphne.
her name's Daphne, and Tania, basically, it is humanizing to see how nervous and awkward Tania is trying to talk to a girl. I feel for her a little bit that she's doing less TV, because Tania goes up and she's like, oh, hi.
Hey. Oh, that laugh.
And she just starts laughing. And then she's like, how are you? She's like, I'm good. And Tania's like, it's hot, right? It's hot. Oh, it's so hot here. That's hot. And the woman's like, yeah, it's real hot. I was just telling my husband about it. Oh, you're married? I'm going to go get a drink.
Doesn't the woman ask her, are you dating anyone?
Yeah.
I just wondered, this is why this felt so forced.
Like, somebody who's married doesn't ask if you're dating someone unless they want to know if you're dating someone.
It was weird. She's like, sorry, where's my fiance? Does anyone know where my fiance is? Get me away from this woman who's not my fiance. Oh,
True.
Well, I do. Anyway, so at the end, y'all, she's going skinny dipping, and I wrote down, is this the end?
I wrote,
but
they're all
I see her
swimming
next
naked,
week.
and I think she's done, but she's not. We see her next week.
Anyway,
But I'm just some average guy, someone who wants to look for love.
gonna find my soulmate in Ukraine. There may be Russian forces at the border.
I don't care, 'cause love's insane. Boom.
Sovereignty of another country challenged.
That you guys, Bill McFerris or whoever this jazz singer is that they hired out to, he's making all this money from Caesar's segments. It's the same voice, I think.
Yeah, y'all. He's packing. Alona's waiting for him, and he's like, "I'm gonna FaceTime her like as much as I can and communicate with her." And is there someone out there? Is there Carl's Wives out there that says, "Sure, do you think there's a chance for Caesar and Alona? Do you think there's actually one person out there?"
Oh, yes, there's some Carl's Wives. I think they're going to make it.
Because we all know this is absurd.
It's absurd.
I can't take it serious. It was all fun when we were doing our sudden death. There were 3 women who he would like vote down and throw down an elevator shaft. The other 2.
I mean, he wants to come 2 months later to see her. He doesn't know. And he's like, what's going on in the news? She's like, oh, I don't know. And then they go like to the airport and she's getting emotional.
I think this is a class they teach you at the Poodleskaya Academy.
I think so too.
Crying for airport. You pinch side. It hurts a lot. Pinch side. You need to put bobby pin on if you need to. And you say, you cry at the airport. Airport crying. 102.
102. And so, I mean, there's not much to this segment. He says, don't cry. He kisses her on the cheek. He leaves. Alona says, I have a warm feeling for Caesar. If it feels like a small part of me just flew away.
Yeah, the money part.
Yeah. And it's funny you said that. I said, what is Olga's trick to crying? And you actually already answered it. Literally, I literally wrote that on my notes.
You just got to pinch right underneath your boobie. The tears just flow.
Tears just flow. All right.
Let's move on
Talk
to
about Tiffany.
to Tiff.
Sorry, y'all. There was
This
basically
was this was such a poo-poo platter
there was
episode.
Yeah, and some of them had long sections, and then
Yeah.
some of them were literally just a blip. Okay. I'm going to say this now because our social media person, Caitlin, she messaged us on Slack today and said, I kind of feel seen by Tiffany because I've totally broken up with somebody through a text that way.
Yeah. I think this was reasonable. This
I
was a
think
very
it was
reasonable text.
I mean, have you ever broken up with someone in a bad way? I had once. I don't know.
In a bad way?
Like I once broke up with a guy. I didn't mean to, but on a voicemail. I didn't mean. Well, no, I called him because I was trying.
How did you not mean to?
Well, I was trying to do the responsible thing and call him and say like, yeah, it wasn't like we only had like 3 dates,
Yeah.
and so
You had to say
I was going to do
your drooping eye has finally gotten to me.
yeah, whatever, yeah, I was just going to say it's not our time.
Your
And-
vestigial tail
Yeah.
is just too much for me.
It was, he was a redhead. It's just too much. We're too much
Yeah.
out there. And so I called him, and normally the phone would, it would be like, you have reached a message for, did something happen with the phone? It was just ringing. And then all of a sudden, there was no message or anything. It just went, boop.
Oh, weird.
And it went straight to the voicemail. And I went, if I say, hey, this is Matt, call me back. Then he's going to call me back thinking I want to like date him. And then he's just calling me back for me to say, just kidding, I'm not. Or if I say, hey, this is Matt, I wanted to talk to you about some not easy conversations if you could call me back. Well, he didn't want to fucking do that. We've only been dating 3 times. So I immediately just kind of emotionally vomited and said, gave the whole, it's not you, it's me, I just want to be friends thing.
Oh, that's a classic.
And just left it all on the voicemail. And then he texted me and he said, got your voicemail. Thanks for that.
No one, let me just say this. No one wants to be friends. Stop using it. I don't use it anymore. It doesn't soften anything. Stop saying it.
Have you ever broken up with someone in a bad way or like in a clumsy way?
Every time. It's never easy. We need to stop thinking that it's an easy thing and it's a normal thing. It's not.
It's not
One
easy.
person's the breaker-upper, the other person is the breaker-uppee. Mm-hmm. Break-uppee. And you basically need to say, I'm sorry, it's not that I don't want to be with you. It's like, I don't want to be with you. There's someone else who I would prefer more. I don't go that way. But
So
that's the essence.
That is the essence.
And I think when I say,
Well, there's not always somebody. Sometimes
honestly,
there's not someone you
that's
prefer
true.
more. Sometimes
honestly,
it's you.
if it's 3 times, if you've been out 3 times, that's a text.
I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah.
I feel like, what are the rules? Like,
Over a month, that is
you've gone out like 4 or 5 times, 6 times.
that's a conversation.
Because he and I had only kissed once on the 3rd date.
Oh, that is a text.
we hadn't even.
Okay,
this is years
come on.
ago.
That's a text. That's you. That's on you. That's a text.
Thanks for shaming me.
That's on you. That's a text. Sorry. You need to do better.
I was trying to be a reputable guy. This was years ago. We were roommates then.
Yeah, here's the other thing. 2 months needs to be a sit down, like at the end.
A sit down.
Like, yeah.
I would say 3 months.
Yeah, then that's probably close.
I don't think 2 months. No, I think
Maybe 2 months is just a phone call. All
I
right.
think that's a phone call.
I got it.
Or it's 3 months of FaceTime and 6 months is a sit down.
I think these days
there's so
I
much-
think these days texting could be for everything.
Or you leave an audio message.
Or a TikTok.
Yeah.
it's
7
just-
months is definitely a Zoom call.
Maybe
just get a
you
Zoom
TikTok
link.
going, I am breaking up with you
You.
from Seinfeld. And you lip sync it.
You lip sync it. Can you imagine if you got a Zoom link and it just said, you just got a Zoom link and under it said, we need to talk.
I think nowadays, I think we're being a little old fashioned about it. I think it depends on the emotional connection. I think breaking up with someone is always hard. I don't know. Sometimes it's not that hard for me, but I'm honestly, if it's 2 dates in, and I want to see them a third time, and if I've gone 3 dates with someone, that means I see a potential of seeing them more often. If it's 2, I make a decision there whether it's longer, and I will tell them at the end of that date, where I will say, I think it's better off if. I don't say we're just friends. I'm like, I think I'll say, I don't know. I don't know if this is going anywhere for us just right now. Just to say that, and that's just where I'm at. For me, I'll say that, or I said, or I'll say, I don't say. You might say, can we be friends? I say, I see you more as a friend, which is great because it also does mean I want to be friends with you. It says, I see you more as a friend. It's a great line.
I think I would say now probably something like, it's just this, I just feel more, this just isn't, I think I would talk about me and say, I just feel like a setting's just not right for me right now.
That's great.
All I need to say. I don't need to talk about what our relationship
exactly.
is.
You don't
I
need
don't need
to
say we have a platonic
No.
vibe. I think we don't need to validate, because honestly, if someone told me, hey, I just don't feel like this is right for me, that would hurt me less if they said, I just think of you as a friend, because it's about me. You're
I agree.
talking about me. And honestly, if you're dating someone for 3 or 4 times, do you really have the emotional bank in that friendship or that relationship to comment on that person?
No.
I don't think so.
But it's breaking up is considered to be something that's impolite, so we try to get through it really quickly, and we throw our needs, we sacrifice some of our own self-respect for the other person's, and it never really works out well either way.
It just makes them feel
Yep.
shitty.
Agree.
So, but y'all, we support Tiffany for sending
We do.
And Caitlin, it's okay that you sent that text too. You know why? Because you're engaged now to a hot man.
He's hot.
He's hot.
So I just want to say she met her friend after being read for filth last week by her own child.
Daniel fucking came for
Dressed her
Dressed
down.
her down.
Just read that hoe.
Did. Do better, Mom. Do better.
I'm still thinking about how brutal it was.
Oh, it
that
was.
takedown.
That take. Woo!
At one point, she's like, "You didn't think about anybody. You only thought about yourself."
Yeah, and she just, even
like-
she goes, ouch.
While putting together pipe cleaner crafts.
Love that
Yeah,
kid.
that's
Love
brutal.
that kid.
So she's meeting Fauna later, her friend. We met Fauna before. And this is what I don't love about this segment. She's like, he promised me he was going to call and explain everything. And she's like, it's empty promises, just like someone else I've been dealing with for 6 years.
Ronald 2.0. That's what she
I
said.
think you might be projecting a little bit.
Well, yes, and definitely she's super gun shy about that. It just makes you feel even grosser to know that they're back together.
Well, the problem is, y'all, this guy is just a standard level douche. Fabian is. Ronald is a much scarier person,
It is.
unfortunately.
But you see how Tiffany gets involved with both of them because
Yes.
you see her, I call it just her own codependence. That Tiffany, I hope she goes to Al-Anon meetings because since Ronald is dealing with addiction, like she needs it.
I doubt it.
Because you see, she sends this text and she said, I feel like such a bitch. And her body hunched. You
Yeah.
could tell that she felt bad about that. And I went, that is a perfectly fine
And
text to
the thing about it
send.
is, she'll be that for a while with someone she's with, but then she'll realize I'm not feeling good. Then she'll weaponize how bad she feels.
Because she feels bad that she's the one that helped get herself in that position.
Y'all, Tiffany's relationship with Ronald, or Tiffany's behavior in general, could be studied as codependent behavior.
It really could.
It is amazing.
If I guarantee you, she would break up with him and have a better life if she would started going to Al-Anon meetings.
100%.
100%.
It's interesting, y'all. I beg. I'm not asking. Don't tell me if you're a Ronald fan. I don't want to know you.
I don't think there is.
And I don't think there are any Tiffany and Ronald fans.
No,
I
I don't
think
think so.
most people just
Not
are
even a Carl's wife on this
begging,
one.
are begging Tiffany never to go back to Ronald. I just think they're together.
No, there's no Carl's wives that are into this. Now, there are some Carl's wives that are very excited that Natalie,
Oh, she's going back to sequence. She might be getting with that husband again, Carl.
Oh God. Now this was interesting. She's doing an interview, you guys, Natalie, and the producer. Do you need a moment? She's like, no, I cannot believe Russia attacked Ukraine.
so that this finally, we've caught up that, yes, she's talking about, and
she's
she
calling
said
mom. She's heard bombs.
She called her mom immediately because her mom lives in Kiev.
Yeah.
And
Kiev!
what's sad is they're homeless now.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Her mom's in. First, she went to Bulgaria. Now she's in Poland.
But
First she went to Poland, then Bulgaria.
But was her actual home bombed?
I don't know.
The way they talked about it was like their home and
Yeah.
everything was just
I think they
gone.
say they can't go back.
Like she said, there's nothing there. So we don't know. I need to watch that Single Life special
Yeah.
or the diaries.
I think it's a diary.
I need to watch that.
So
about
they're
Ukraine.
waiting. They're waiting for
Maybe
her,
to
for her to
Maria.
get her refugee visa interview to come, so her mom can come to the U.S. And guess what? Who helped? Mike texted her
Mike.
because Mike.
Right now, her mom's in Bulgaria.
Mike knew her mother quite well. He helped them. He sent money for the ticket. He helped her, and
Mike is a great guy.
after not
Great
speaking
guy.
for 5 months, he was the one who reached out and said,
It was to her.
how can I help your mom? He gave her the money for the ticket. She's going back to Skvim to... This is what's interesting about Natalie. Why do you think she's going back? To Skvim, to the wood.
She says that she's going back to apologize to him, and she left her passport and all that. And I'm
That's
like,
true.
You left your fucking passport?
Just send him. Just ask for those things.
I think she's going back because a part of her still wants to be with him.
I know. That's what I think, too.
Because what he did, this is the fantasy of the White Knight.
Yep.
Who saved her. That's
This is the
her
prince.
fantasy. And
Imagine how sad it would be if your fantasy was Mike.
And now, not only does she love Mike again, but she says, quote, Josh wouldn't give fuck about my mom, honestly. And I went, Josh doesn't even know your mom.
Yep.
You're not even boyfriend and girlfriend. Josh shouldn't step in and pay for your mother
This
to
was the
fly.
grand gesture that she had been
Grand
waiting.
gesture, yes.
Y'all, that's what Natalie
Lives by.
lives
For
by the
relationship.
grand gesture. She
Most
wanted
people with bipolar disorder do.
She wanted Josh to make a grand gesture.
Josh said, count on yourself. I'm too busy. I went, I don't think he probably said that.
And she does acknowledge she's still dating him.
Yes.
And next day she's going back and she's on the way to the airport.
Mark my words, if she has another scene with him, she will punish him for not helping her mother.
Yeah. And I think this time with Mike is going to be hard to watch as well.
I think it's going to be hard to watch. I think I think we saw a thing where she was hugging him and crying. So that's probably what we saw.
I think he won't take her back. I think
I
he'll
don't
be
think
pretty
he will.
cold.
I don't think he's going to want to be back with her.
He'll probably lay it out pretty logically, saying we're not to be together anymore. I want to do that for your mom.
He is going to want to bang her.
That's probably true.
He's going to, and she might have sex with him for this.
Yeah.
Because it is.
But doesn't
that's
he-
almost how she looks at love? Grand gesture, transactional sex. It's
But-
transactional.
Don't you think he's aware that he doesn't want to get back into the crazy circus?
I don't know. I mean, we got problems. We just
Got to fix our problems.
We just gotta. We're on a problem. I don't know.
That's all I've got for this episode.
I want to say that he thinks it's not, but think about where he is in Sequim, and she comes up.
Maybe he'll buy her something from over the fence.
What man do I want to spend my life with, Josh or Michael?
Oh, what? She's a genius at that.
We're done. My iPad now is at 50%. It started at 100. This is fucked. I'm pissed.
I'm sorry.
All right, everybody. That's the show. Thank you if you're listening to this 24 hours early for being a Patreon member, because I'm going to have to buy
You're
a
the
new
wind beneath
goddamn
our
iPad.
wings. Not out of our money.
I'm putting on the business card. You're paying for half of it.
No, I won't.
All right, everybody.
No, you're paying for that on your own. It's your fault you're picking lemons.
This is wow. Wow. This is
I'll nickel and dime it too. I'll just get the receipts.
this was still a way better episode than Hey.
Agree.
Right now. So I want to say that Single Life is still
100%.
one of the best spin-offs of this franchise.
One of the reasons is we've chosen the top tier crazy.
Yes, and we just have newness though. Like this was honestly, Natalie's storyline would begin to get stale.
Yeah.
If it was just her punishing Josh, and even though I would have enjoyed it a lot, but now with this Mike thing and Ukraine and this is a whole thing we didn't see.
The thing about Single Life as well is it's a bigger. It's not as much a time investment for the cast.
Yeah,
It's probably. It looks to me like a couple of weeks of filming on and off, where Hey is a huge time investment.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because especially that they didn't put it on Discovery Plus, that they aired it at the same time. I wouldn't be surprised if they're seeing that this show, people are watching it. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to expand next season and get bigger, like more.
More episodes. I think the first season was 12, but it was on Discovery Plus. The second season was only like 11. And two tell-alls. I think we've got a full episode 9 is next. I think this episode 9 could wind everything up.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
It feels like we're heading towards.
And then we could have probably 2 tell-alls.
I feel like season 4 is going to be a longer one because they're not putting it on streaming. They dropped it on TV first as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing that to get ratings to see. Maybe I hope.
You mean
they don't.
this is season 3?
4 though. I could see. I hope they.
Oh,
don't
you
do
mean
like,
season
I hope
4.
they don't do like 15, 16 episodes of 4. I like it. Good.
It's too long.
It's too long. It's a better show,
It's too long.
and it's only 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Remember when Happily Ever. Anyway,
For
y'all.
the salad days.
Those were the salad days. That's the show, everybody. Go to realitygaze.com. Go to our Linktree links where you can get those, buy tickets to come see us in December and November. And we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poodle?
Yes. And if you've been through all the men in Aruba and just have to go on to the women, because that's what the show told us, call us.
All us.